Good evening, students.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. You are welcome to this year's class. That is the class of 2024-2025 academic section. This class is GST101. 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 Use of English and Communication 1. Today we are going to introduce the course because, sorry, we were not able to start last week when we were supposed to start. We were trying to put things in order to set up the other engagements. We're going to make up on Saturday. We're going to make up on Saturday the one we have lost, and we'll be sure that we are at par with others. So today, ordinarily, we are going to introduce the course. One of the reasons what we are going to achieve today is for us to know the purpose of this course, so that you'll be guided, you'll be focused, and you will definitely know what you are going to gain in this course. The use of English and communication skill, use of English and communication skill 1. I want to let you know that this course is a very important one. Why is it important? Yes, what part of the things we are going to learn are basically focused on the skills necessary for the entire learning, not just language. However, every learning is in language. Take note of this, I'm saying. Every learning is in language. You do not learn without a language. Language is more or less integrated to learning because it is very important. It is not only an integral part, but it works together. So there are certain things that are very necessary. That is why this course is one of the compulsory courses. And whether you are offering it as a course of study or whether you are offering other courses as your course of study, it does not matter. So pay attention so that you will add more knowledge that will help you in your academic journey, which you have just started. So you're once again welcome. Let us take a little look at what may be the content of this course. The content of this course, look at it. We are there now, the study units. We have module 1. The module 1 has to do with listening enabling skills. Listening enabling skills. We want to know the whole of this particular course has to do with more of listening and comprehension. They are very, very vital. Before we go on, I will tell you much about listening and also do some comparison or make a difference between listening and hearing so that it will be very clear. Then we are going to mention some listening enabling skills for module 1, listening and comprehension, listening comprehension and note taking, then listening comprehension and information retrieval, that is general, on a general note, before we talk of a specific notes like listening to retrieve information from data, from figures, from diagrams and charts. That is a makeup of module 1. What we have today is merely introduction, and then we are going to look at maybe listening as a whole, and then listening enabling skills. Then maybe subsequently, maybe by the next class, we are going to have listening and comprehension, and then listening and comprehension and note taking as we move on. But let's also look at it and understand that this unit, we have 4 modules. We have 4 modules, 4 modules, 4 modules, as most people call it. So 4 modules. So this, we have already talked of the first one, even though not in detail, but it is good we draw attention to this. The second module has a 5 units. 1, listening for main idea. That will lead us to the discovery of main ideas in sentences. That will lead us to discovery of main ideas in sentences. It will really help us. I'm surprised we have only 15 persons now. All right. Maybe if you have a forum where you can inform others that we have started, you'll try and do that. Our classes will be on Wednesdays at this time, 6:30 to 7:30, all the days. And then maybe if you have this need for makeup, we make up on Saturday. So the next one is in the next unit in module 2 is listening for interpretation and critical evaluation. After we have discovered the main idea, either in paragraphs or in passages or in texts, we are expected to do some critical, or possibly we can also do interpretation and critical evaluation. Very important. And after that, we look at reading. In other words, by implication, we are going to look at, it is obvious to me, I've gone through now to find out, to see that this course is going to dwell much on two key language skills. 2 key language skills. Which are these key language skills? That is listening, as we have started, and reading. Listening and reading. Ordinarily, we have 4 language skills. 2 of the language skills are primary, while the other 2 are secondary. The 2 language skills are, primary language skills are 1, listening and speaking. Listening and speaking. While the 2 other secondary language skills are reading and writing. Fortunately, now we are going to look at 1 primary language skill in this course and 1 secondary language skill, reading. So you have to know that these 4 language skills guides our operations in all we do, especially in our learning. It's either it helps us in the process of evaluation, or it either helps us in the process of comprehension. So, but of all these language skills, all of them are very important. But listening skill is the first, or the foremost. It's a very important foremost language skill, study skill as well. Yes, no one can make any headway in any learning without listening skill. It is not possible. And it takes the greater part of our endeavors and our activities, day-to-day activity takes the greater part. Listening. Researchers have been able to prove that listening alone takes about 53%. Sometimes it may be more. 53% of the entire percentage that is used by a human being in the course of learning. While the other remaining 47% is shared by the other 3 language skills. That is for you to see the great portion that is allocated to listening. If listening alone takes 53, then reading, speaking, and writing takes 47%. You can imagine. Now, if you look at what happens in your day-to-day activity, you can believe or you can agree with me that it is not always necessary for people to write. You may stay for 1 week, depending on what you do as for a living, without writing, and life goes on. You may, depending on what you do. Or in a whole day, you have only written for once, or for a few seconds, a few minutes. The same thing, it is applicable that you may have just read few things in a week. There are some people who only read, or may not even have opportunity to read, but to listen when they go to church. So that is to tell you that if you look at it critically, you will see that many people don't have opportunities to read or to write. But in the case of listening, I know speaking is what we can always do, everybody. But then we even listen more than we speak. We listen more than we speak. That's obvious. Anytime when you even eavesdrop, you hear people talk from a distance and you put your ear down to get what they are saying. That's eavesdropping. It means you are also listening. While you are listening, the radio is on, you are listening. To a conversation, you are listening. In a church, you are listening. And in so many places, so you see that most of the activities of man requires listening. So that is also how it is in your academic journey, that you ought to listen for you to be able to make a headway, for you to be able to make progress. You cannot make progress when you do not listen. And then we are going to look at when we finish to run down what we have in our module. So I only brought to decide to elaborate this because of the introduction of reading. So after listening for interpretation and critical evaluation, as I said in module 2, unit 2, the next is effective reading. How do we really read and it becomes effective? Then what is skimming and what is scanning? And then what is reading and comprehension at varying speed levels? So we have that speed levels, varying speed levels 1 and 2. But the second one is in module 3. So module 3 has how many units? 5 units also in module 3. It's also very much focused on reading. Unit 1 of module 3 says reading and comprehension at varying speed levels. 2. Then we also read for vocabulary development 1 and 2, or even 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Yes. What do we mean by vocabulary development? It helps us in both ways. It helps us in reading. It helps us in writing. Helps us in speaking. When you have enough your vocabulary, you have rich vocabulary stock, or you have rich vocabulary to help you, because you'll be able to make uh, good expressions, have varying constructions or sentences, because you are able to, because you have what we call because we will have what we call enough stock of vocabulary. So we're still at module 3, reading, and then unit 4 is reading for vocabulary development in various academic contexts, 1 and 2. So the unit 5 is also the same way, but it incorporates other things. Then the final module, which is reading diverse texts. Then we are going to look at what is literary fiction. We are going to look at expository text, reading diverse texts that could be narrative, especially novels or dramas. Then there could be some that could be expository texts, maybe newspapers, magazines, and then maybe other other academic journals, and so on, expository tests, where innovations are made. Then we can also have reading and comprehension passages with tables, reading scientific tests, and then reading for what we call interpretation and critical evaluation. Just like we listen for interpretation and critical evaluation, we also read for this critical evaluation and interpretation. So we've been able to run down so that you can have a close look and a diversified knowledge on all the content, of what we have as content of what we have as our um, um, what we have for the course. So, having said that, let's move back to the full introduction of listening and then treat some aspects of it so that we have a broader uh, uh, perspective of the course. Listening, like we have said, is a foremost language skill. It is different from hearing. And it is only when we are able to demarcate or to differentiate or to make a distinct clarification of what is the difference between hearing and listening that one will believe that that students have understood what listening is all about. It is only that. It is only then. That is why there is virtually no explanation you will give that will suffice, except when you have been able to compare this and people will be able to know that there exists a significant difference between um, what we call what we call hearing and listening. There is a significant difference, and that significant difference is what we want to uh, make or to draw your attention to. So now the listening, when we talk about listening, it's a situation where an audience or somebody who is disposed to before a speaker pays attention to capture or to comprehend what the speaker is saying. The speaker could be a teacher, the speaker could be a preacher, the speaker could be it could be a celebrity, whoever he is, it does not matter. But it means that somebody is disposed and pays attention and focuses his mind on what the speaker is saying at a particular time to be able to make a good comprehension. And that situation, we can say it is listening. The person becomes a listener. But if it is hearing, hearing is different because attention is not necessary. Focus is not necessary. So, not to talk of serious attention. What is important in hearing, or what makes hearing what it is that any person can hear what happens at a particular place. If two men are talking, shouting, you hear it. You may not understand what they are saying. You may have heard a word, but you don't know how and that what context or what reason has brought about it because your attention is not there. And because your attention is not there, you will not be able to capture all that has been said. So, listening, hearing is a perception. You make a perception of sound or words without paying full attention. When such perception, for instance, somebody who is in the room could hear a gunshot and then begin to turn like this to know where it is hearing. He has not heard a sound. He was not listening to the gunshot because we don't listen for the purpose of getting just hearing a sound. We listen to comprehend. That's why we pay attention. So the purpose of listening most importantly, is to comprehend. But the purpose of hearing, or there may be even no purpose because there is no focus, there is no attention, there is no commitment. If it is hearing. But in the case of listening, there is commitment. So these are the two different things. So we try to distinguish the issue of listening and hearing because many students adopt the case of hearing when they are supposed to be listening. They are in the class and their mind is focused in the hostel or in their place of abode, in their yard, as it is called in Nigerians, or a place of domicile where they live. That's where their mind is. Or you are in a class and your mind is focused for those who make friends, on your friend, either male or female friend. That is where your mind is focused, which means you are now only hearing and not listening. You are not listening because what you are doing is just hearing. You'll be hearing the lecturer or the teacher or the preacher say some words, but you didn't make meaning. There may be no comprehension. There cannot be interpretation. Neither can there be evaluation. So these are the differences. So when you look at this, you see that hearing or listening is quite apart. It's quite apart. And we sometimes think, I can, people will always say, I can't hear you. The correct thing is, I can't understand you. I didn't understand what you said. Yes, not just hearing, because you heard the words or you heard the sound of the voice. But the issue is not hearing, but the issue is listening. And the listening brings about understanding. So I am convinced, I want to be convinced that this at this point that you have understood what we mean by listening or the difference between listening and hearing, which is a basic knowledge required in this course. Then, having seen that listening it has to do with paying serious attention to the speaker or to what you are being told, to make you comprehend, to make you understand, and so that you'll be able to interpret or you'll be able to make a proper comprehension for use of that at a necessary time. This is what comprehension, listening is all about. It's a very vast topic that you can't exhaust what is the content. But at your level, what is important is to guide you in such a way that you know what is relevant about it and help you how it can help you in your area of study. Let us also emphasize that everybody needs this particular skill, like listening. When you pay attention to what is being said, what the speaker says, you find out that you flow. And your network or the connecting of ideas is not ceased at any point. The attention is strictly focused. You'll be able to narrate or discuss or take care of whatever that has been said in the course of listening, if the course of speech, if you have listened properly. But you can't do that if it is only hearing you have done. So let us move to Unit 1, which is part of what we scheduled to take care of today. Listening enabling skills. Listening enabling skills. Yes. Before we go to the listening enabling skill, the first question we ask ourselves in the introduction is, who is a listener? By what I have explained, I want to believe that you already know who a listener is. A listener is that one who is prepared to focus and pay serious attention on what a speaker is saying at a particular time for the purpose of comprehension or for the purpose of utilizing the message he has captured from the audience or from the listener, means from the speaker. So that is who is a listener. It's not about a person who was able to hear that you say something but did not understand what you say. No. Or who was not paying attention. No. A listener is that one who is able to pay attention. In short times, we say serious attention. Yes, serious attention is necessary. Here you are saying that you are, yes. So if we say it is very important and it is a compulsory thing in our day-to-day activity. Just like I told you that you can't do without it. Even unconsciously, people are supposed to listen. So, but when we listen unconsciously, ordinarily that one is hearing and not listening. So, we have seen who is a listener is. The next we are going to look at is why must we listen? Why must we listen? Yes, we listen because through listening we can comprehend. Because through listening we can comprehend what is being said. We listen for the purpose of comprehension. Yes, that's the paramount reason why we listen. If you do not listen, you cannot comprehend. So, and if we can comprehend, then it can lead us to other activities that take place after we have comprehended what has been said. You can utilize your knowledge for some other thing. There are so many things you can do when you have been able to capture. You can participate in many things. So, why we listen is for the purpose of comprehension. You will listen to be able to carry out instructions. We listen to be able to achieve some purposes or so many things that are in the same way in that angle. So listening is important, and the purpose of it we cannot overemphasize it. So, and we can also understand that listening is a daily thing. We can't fail to do that. It's a day-to-day activity, and it helps us to get directions on what to do at a particular time. Yes, even when we are lost, listening can help us to refocus. So you can listen to get directions when you are lost, or when you are in a new place. So we listen. Do more of listening than more of talking. It is important. So there are many um, listening activities. It could be general, it could be a social setting, it could be for a specific purpose. So these are the things. If it is for a specific purpose, yes, there could be more attention needed. If it is just for social setting, it's a different ballgame. And when it is listening in general terms, depending on where you are at a particular time. So that is about why do we need to listen? Why do we need to listen? Then we look at another one, like here 3.3, listening enabling skill. Listening enabling skill. Let me not fail to draw your attention to this pronunciation before I go on, so that it will be part of what you will add to your knowledge. When you have the word listen, you can hear me very well. Listen. It is not listening as most Nigeria will take it to be. It is not listening as Nigerians will take it to be. No, the correct pronunciation for the word listening, like I have said, is listening. T, the letter T in listening is very much silent. The letter T in listening is quite silent. So it is not easy for us to get to where we Yes, to where we are. So, we go on, and as we go on, we are now going to look at listening enabling skills. Listening enabling skills. That is where we are. Adewale. Is it Adebowele Samuel? You are the one who made this particular mark. If you make it again, unless you are making it for good, I will remove you. So I don't want any person to make any particular mark in this particular exercise. I will remove people immediately I see any arbitrary action. Please be warned that our classes should be well done. I'm happy with the conduct. I'll give you opportunity to ask questions immediately I finish. So please conduct yourself. So, but the one that Samuel did, I think it is the right direction to point at where we are. So let's go on. Now we are looking at listening enabling skills. What are the listening? What are the things that help listening to make to promote listening, to make listening work? These are the things we look at. One is functioning ears. Functioning ears, not ears with defect, not ears that has problem or that have problem. So when we have a functioning ear, it means it will enable listening to take place effectively. Then we will talk about that one after the other. We have also another one which is concentration. We have another one that is concentration. I've already told you in the course of defining or explaining what listening is all about, that our paying attention is necessary. It is in the same way, in the same direction with concentration. You concentrate, you pay attention, and that is the only way you can concentrate. So and it is for us to make listening work effectively. You must concentrate. That is to say, you should pay attention. Now, because you are paying attention, you'll be able to think along. We will have ability to think along with the speaker. That's a very important one. You'll be able to think along with the speaker. That is what we mean sometimes by the fact that the listener or the audience, when you are a speaker, you can see that some audience will be able to guess what you will say next. Even when you are watching a film, you will be able to, you see that, or listening to a conversation. For instance, I can say a stitch in time. So one who says it will know that I'm using an idiomatic expression, a fixed word expression that has to do with a fixed yes, that has to do with stitch in time saves 9. Yes. So with the fact that I know that, so because you are following, you can cue. That is the ability to think along with the speaker. You are paying attention, you are concentrating, your ears are functioning well, you can receive distinctively the words that are used. And then there is full concentration. With this, you will be able to think along with the speaker. Yes, when he mentions a point, you are already guessing where, and because the mind is so vast and so fast that it thinks faster than computer. So before you do a particular thing, it's already reasoning afar, depending on the perception of the listener. So that's the ability to think with the speaker. When you are a good listener, when you can concentrate, when you can pay serious attention, you can as well take along with the speaker. Because as the speaker mentions the key word or the key sentence in a particular situation, you'll be able to anticipate. And then that leads us to the second one, which is talking about the ability to anticipate what the speaker is about to say. You are thinking aloud. That will give room for you to be able to anticipate. Yes, just like I said, it's teaching time. Because you are thinking, immediately you said, you think aloud, sorry, you think along with the speaker, and then you'll be able to produce what the speaker is going to produce. So that is when we are looking at anticipating what the speaker is about to say, it will help us. It will help us very well to anticipate, or it will help us to we can only do this when we are sure that that we are paying attention and we can think along and anticipate what the speaker is about to say. Sometimes it will be exactly what the speaker wanted to say or say that we have in mind, or maybe it could be a little different. It does not matter. So we move on to say the next one is ability to note important signposts that keep the listening activity going. Yes, that keeps the listening activities going. Which are these important notes? Let's if we move on, we can see that the important notes we are looking at. We've talked about concentration, or we have talked about some other ones where certain things give signs. When we say, most importantly, for instance, or there are some words that are used to denote a particular action, or to introduce, or to give a highlight to what we are about to say. So, what it implies is that such situation will be able to, those words give a signpost. You'll be able to anticipate. You'll be able to anticipate what exactly has or this person is about to say. If somebody says, on the contrary, or however, it's a signpost to tell you that the speaker has intended or has planned to switch to the contrary. That is to say, to talk in the opposite. While he has been on the positive, if he says on the contrary, it implies that he wants to switch to the negative. While he has been on the negative, he says on the contrary or however, it means he wants to sweep to the opposite side. If we use the words possibly similarly, or in the same view, it means he wants to also to align with what has been said. So these words are known as signposts that keep the listening activities going. They are signposts. So in the sense that when they are seen, you could guess. Sometimes it could be listing, like firstly, like secondly. That is to say, he wants you to be sure when the first point has been mentioned, when the second point has been mentioned. His interest is to make sure that you capture all that are listed, or all that the points he has made by by way of numbering or something like that. So these are some of the listening skills we have been able to talk about. So if I will repeat, I can just talk about concentration. First of all, thinking, if you are able to concentrate, you'll be able to think along with the speaker. You'll be able to anticipate what he's saying. You'll be able to get to what we call the signposts, and so on and so forth. So this is virtually what we want to look at in the case of listening, which is exactly, and which is the course, but embedded in the course we are taking now. Do not forget, like we have said, that listening is a day-to-day activity that we are faced with, knowingly or unknowingly. But then, when it becomes conscious, it becomes listening. If it becomes most time unconscious, it becomes hearing. So this is where we want to stop, kind of, so to give room for people to ask some questions or for comments so that we will be able to round off this class for today. Remember what I told you? I mentioned that by next Saturday, you will get an invitation. By Saturday, we are going to make up for the lost class, which we had, which we missed. All right, at this point, we have barely less than 10 minutes or about 10 minutes to go. And then, so we have we are giving you the opportunity to ask your questions. We are giving you the opportunity to ask your question. So can you ask your question? If you are, or make any comments that will show that you have participated in this course since I've been talking without stop.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, my dear, good evening.
So my name is John, sir. My question is, I want to ask what's the time for this class? Because I heard some people say they had the class today earlier in the afternoon. So, but I went to the portal and I saw that this class is holding and I joined. So I want to know what time is the appropriate time for this class. Thank you, sir.
You didn't get an invitation?
No, I didn't get a personal invitation. I just went to the portal and I saw that the class is on. So I clicked on the link and joined.
What happened? Is your email active? Because I sent an email, I sent an invitation to their mails.
My email is active.
What happened? Okay, let me confirm. It's all right. This class is 6:30 p.m. Wednesdays. Is that okay?
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. I want to know from others. Did you not get can I hear from other persons if they got also the what do we call it? The invitation for this class?
I didn't
No,
get, sir. We didn't.
I did not, sir. Good evening,
No,
sir.
sir. We didn't get.
We didn't get.
You didn't get?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. We didn't get, sir.
Oh.
Yes, we did not.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, sorry about this. Sorry about this. Maybe that's why there is poor turnout. Okay, maybe the message was not delivered. Yes. Okay. I know there was a distinct. You heard my voice very well, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there is also a recorded version which people can listen to. But then our class will take place every Wednesday, 6:30. The one of Monday, Saturday to make up is a different case. But that every week we have Wednesdays, 6:30, we have our class. But we are going to have on Saturday, let's say now, it should be by 3 to 4. 3 to 4. Is that okay? I'll still send a message and maybe confirm from. But I think I received one, but no problem. We'll be able to handle that. Inyang, you can go on. Go on to speak, Inyang.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Inyang Theophilus.
Mine is not just a question, it's just to react to what the previous person said. There were other classes in the afternoon. That is not this particular class. And though many of us did not receive the notification, there were other classes in the afternoon.
Okay, Theophilus, sorry about this. Are you saying that the other class is the same GST101?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. I can understand. Yes, other classes will continue to go on, so no problem about that. We go on. Just take note that GST101 will be on Wednesday, 6:30 or to 7:30.
Sir,
Concerning, my name is Alasujo. Concerning the Saturday class, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
I believe, like we're having another class for that 3 to 4, sir. We're having another class.
Okay, you mean on Saturday?
Yes, sir.
3 to 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There is a class on Saturday.
Okay, can we bring it down to 2 to 3? 2 to 3, is it okay?
It's okay, sir. I miss it.
Okay. 2 to 3, I'll bring it down
Oh,
to 2.
wow. Thank you, sir.
It's all right.
Hello, sir. This is John, sir. For the discussion forum 1,
Yes.
you have South twice. So people from South, there's no Southwest. Though under it you have Southwest, the heading is carries South. So for a person like me, I'm in Southwest, but I'm unable to access it because that heading is carries South. So you have 2 South for discussion forum 1.
Okay, you said it is discussion forum 1.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you for that observation. I'll go there to correct it.
All right, sir.
All right. More comments?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Concerning what you talked so far, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. You said when someone is listening, the most that person. Okay, the question I'm trying to ask is this: is it most that when you are listening, because
Whether it is a must that
because there are sometimes we listen and we don't listen to you. So is it most that when you listen,
that when you listen,
sir?
You said, is it a must that when you listen, what will happen?
When you listen, you must comprehend.
There will be comprehension.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Exactly. When you listen, it is expected that there will be comprehension because you have attention. That's the expectation. There are some other things that will be done, and that thing is in the part of reading for vocabulary development. There are times when you listen, because of the type of vocabulary used, you may not be able to comprehend very well. But the first instrument is to listen. Then other things we are going to do that will help us is that we are going to learn how to equip ourselves with the necessary things for us to be able to listen and then make something out of it. So listening is part of but expectedly, when you are listen for the purpose of comprehension. So, but sometimes for one deficiency or the other, you may listen without comprehending. Yes, it's possible. I hope you got what I said.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sunday, you are there.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sunday.
Okay, sir. My own is like a complaint about the discussion forum.
Uh-huh.
When I get to the discussion forum, I'm from North Central, but they said I cannot access or it's not open.
Okay, somebody has already complained about Southwest. I will check it. Confirm that all is well done. If it is not, when we come to next class, I will let you know that I've done it well. And if I have done it well, if there's other problems, I will make you consult.
Okay, sir. No problem. Thank you, sir.
It's all right. Yes. Are there other questions or comments? Okay. In the absence of any further questions, we are going to let us just look at what we have said. Once again, we want to emphasize that listening is a very important skill. Most importantly, in our academic ladder. You cannot do without it. And from there, you move to the next that is reading. So we have many reasons why we have qualification, but no one can achieve anything viable academically or in most activities without listening. So that is to emphasize how important this
Hello, sir.
particular course or this particular topic is to what we are doing. I've just seen Chukwu Nyelum bless you. Yes, you
Hello,
can
sir.
ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go on.
Please, I think some people's microphone is on. Please ask them to mute. They are not hearing you.
They are not hearing me.
The feedback is too much, sir.
Is it loud? Is it too loud?
No, there was a
It's
feedback.
fine, sir.
Oh, sorry. It could be the network. I don't know what to do about that. It could be the network. Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's better.
I decided to reduce the volume.
It is better now, sir. It's just that some people's microphone were on.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's not better,
Maybe
sir.
Eh? It's not better?
Yes, sir. It's not better.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know because the network, we cannot control the network. Just bear with me, and then let's see. I continue to work on using a better network. I had to remain in the office up till now because I want to ensure that it's a better network. So, at this point, let us wrap it up, and we'll call it a day. Meet you 2 to 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then on Wednesday, 6:30 again. God bless you and remain blessed.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
And
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God
Thank
bless you too.
thank you.
Wow.